Hey guys, welcome to the Hairbow Masters channel, and today we are going to be making these beautiful lace flowers. I hope you will like this video and subscribe to my channel because it really helps me out. Let's get started. We're going to need 12 pieces of 1.5 inch ribbon times 3.5 inches, and we're going to separate that into 2 stacks of 6 because we're going to be making 2 layers to our flower. So you're going to take your first piece of ribbon and you are going to find the center of that ribbon, and it should be right where 2 of the ruffles kind of come together. And you're going to fold the right side down the center, and then you're going to do the same to the other side so that they both meet in the center and come to a point at the top. Then we are going to fold it back so that there's an open part on the bottom and there's 2 wings at the top. And hold it so that the wings kind of open to the right. Take your tweezers, clip it to the bottom part of the ribbon and fold the tops down over it. Then put your tweezers on the top part and grab the wings from the bottom and fold them up so that all the pieces meet right in that top part there, and you have a flat part. Then pinch your tweezers across the back part of your petal and clip off that whole back part of the wings so that there is a flat point in the back. And we're going to take our lighter and we're going to run it across that to get it nice and hot and melty. And then we're going to take our tweezers and kind of squeeze that and press it so that they all stay together. Now at the bottom we have a little part that is going to be like pointed down, and we're going to need to make that flat. So we're going to take our scissors and just cut that right across there so that it lays flat. And that way when you put your petals together and you glue the 2 layers on top of each other, you won't have a point that keeps them from laying flat against each other. Alright, we're going to go through one more petal just so you know exactly how it's done. So find your center, fold the right down to meet the center, then do the same with the left side and meet at the center as well, so where you have your point. And then you're going to fold it back on itself so that you have that open part, and then the wings at the top. Hold that to where your wings are pointed up. Grab your tweezers, hold it at the bottom, split the wings and fold them down. Then put it at the top and grab the wings and fold them up. And that way they all meet in the center there. Then you're going to take your tweezers again and you're going to hold it near the back, and you're going to trim off that back so that all you have left is every layer that is touching each other, so that when you use your lighter they will all meld together and stay in their shape. And once you get it hot and melted, then you just press it together so that it stays. And then once again, we are going to turn it to where we see the bottom so that we can make that part flat as well across. Just trim that off. And if you see a little point at the top, you can go ahead and trim that off too. And that way the whole piece lays flat. And we're going to do this to all the rest of our pieces of ribbon. Once you have all of your petals, we're going to start gluing them together. So make sure you have 2 sets of 6 petals each so that you have a bottom layer and a top layer. Take your hot glue and we're going to put a little bit of glue at the very backs of each of these petals, and make sure that the open part is to the bottom and the flat part is on the top for each and every petal so that they lay correctly. And if you have to, you can just turn all your petals over and make sure they're all pointed the right way. Take some glue and put it right on the side of the back, and take your next petal and stick that right to it to where the back points are touching each other. And hold it for a second until that glue cools to make sure that they stay together. Sometimes you might have to hold it for a little while to make sure that the glue has cooled all the way down, especially for this lace. And then just keep doing that for each successive petal. Just glue each one to the next. Make sure your backs are touching, and make it to where when your petals come around, we're going to glue those together. And so we need to pay very close attention to exactly how we glue these together so that they will kind of fold back on themselves and meet in the center. And you're going to see what I mean here in a sec as we get the rest of our petals on. And I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward really quick as we put the rest of these petals on, and then I'm going to show you how to connect the end parts. So as you can see, each of the petals kind of roll back around so that it's easy to just put that last dab of glue and then grab the other side and hold that to it, and just recheck just to make sure that all the pieces are glued. And you can also just sew these together if you really want to. Either way works well. For the purposes of this one, I have chosen to glue these ones together, but yeah, you can sew them together as well if you want. So once we've got that layer done, we're going to do the exact same thing to the other layer. Okay, now that we've got both of our layers, we are now going to glue the two layers together, and we're going to make sure that the top petals go in between the petals on the bottom so that the flower looks nice and full. So take your hot glue gun and put some hot glue in the center of your bottom layer and glue that top layer to it, making sure that those petals are in between each other. Okay, now we're going to take our first felt circle and we're going to put hot glue all over it, and we are going to glue that to the bottom of our flower. And as you're gluing it, make sure that your petals are sitting in the glue correctly so that they still lay right and look really nice. All right, now we're going to take our quick grip contact cement and we're going to put a little bit on the flower and a little bit around the edge of our center embellishment. And this is going to help it to really stay once it does dry. And while it's drying, we're going to put some hot glue right in the center of our embellishment and stick it onto the flower so that it'll stick right away. And then when the other glue dries, it'll really stick and make sure that it doesn't come apart. All right, now we're going to take our second piece of felt and we are going to fold it in half and take our scissors and we're going to cut 2 slits into it, probably about a 1/4 of an inch in, 1/4 of an inch between them, and then 1/4 of an inch to the end. 2 nice even slits, and then you're going to take the alligator clip and put them in between those cuts, and then turn it over, and we're going to put some hot glue on the back side of this and stick it to the other piece of felt on the bottom of our flower, and make sure that we just line up the 2 pieces of felt so that they appear to be one piece. And that's all there is to this simple lace flower. And you can make them in different colors, different sizes of lace, and just have fun with it. Make sure you leave a like if you like this video, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel for future videos. Once again, thanks for joining the Hairbow Master, and I will see you in the next video.